Yes, indeed. Y'all come on in here. We'll have a talk this morning. So, as I take a walk this morning, I want to talk about, now this has been a big thing happening in mixed martial arts today. I want to talk about traditional martial arts in mixed martial arts, MMA today, and how it's effective. How can it be effective? Why is it effective? And now that more people are coming out with this stuff, are now using these traditional arts. Well, we saw it. So for a while, people try to joke on karate. People try to joke on taekwondo and these things as of late, since all this other stuff came out, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai and all these other things. Well, they forget that everything has its place for what they're doing. Everything has its place. Taekwondo has its place. Karate has its place. Boxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, etc. But we're going to key in on traditional martial arts, being that I did come from a traditional martial arts background back in the day. And you see a lot of guys in the UFC now that are now coming out more so with traditional martial arts. We'll start with, and people that's been doing traditional martial arts and MMA, it's been around, but the ones that we see used effectively is like people like Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, Lyoto Machida, Gunnar Nelson, got guys like Conor McGregor, and Karate Hottie. We can name. There's a lot of names. Okay, and so what I'm seeing is that now I'm seeing how effective. Even the young man that I train, Kevin Holland, uses his traditional martial arts to set things up, pick people apart, range distance. So what I want to say is it is effective. People ask me all the time, is it really effective? It is. And how is it effective? Well, traditional martial arts is good because it does teach you range distance. It does teach you how to be first. Teaches how to be first, how to get in, get out, how to use your blitz, how to use your angles, how to use your kicks, traditional kicks, to set up other things. And it's creative. If you really know how to use it, it's a creative thing. What I'm saying now is that since I've been a coach, I'm a black belt in Taekwondo and a 5th degree black belt in karate. I've been doing it most of my life, and then added to that in these years is boxing, Muay Thai, that I've been doing for a very long time, 30 years. And so, over 30 years. And what I did was I just combined all the arts together, the stuff that works, we use. The stuff that don't work, we don't use. And so yes, traditional martial arts stuff does work. It's just a time and place for everything. I will say this: if you have done it your whole life or most of your life, you'll know how to make it work. I will say it is a little harder to implement some of this traditional stuff in your arsenal when you haven't done it for so many years or so long, or if you just started doing it. And I know now some other coaches are implementing this stuff in it, are now implementing some of these styles into their training, incorporating their training. I've been incorporated since I started coaching, which is like 20-something years ago. I've always implemented the side kicks, the turning back kicks, switch kicks, what I'm saying, even axe kicks and things like that. Blitz, the striking blitz. There's a correct way to do it, and you have to really know how to teach it too. That's the thing. You have to really know how to teach it in order for this stuff to work. So the people that are successful at it or have been successful at it have done it for most of their lives. There's ways to teach it. There are ways to execute it. There's ways to do it. And you have to know the timing, the right placement to do these things. There's a kid that I train as well. His name is Kevin. Besides Holland, that does come from a traditional background. Kid I got named Kevin Fernandez, who knows how to use it well. I was watching their Contender Series last night. I was watching a little brother fight Xavier. He did a really good job, and he was there for the fight the whole time. He was trying to win that fight. He was trying to knock that guy out, without a doubt. He was trying to do it. I mean, I love Xavier. I've been knowing him for a long time. But I'm gonna say that what I saw what he was having problems with was the guy that he fought was from a traditional karate background, and so the guy was doing good at like when he would come in, step back, use the distance, and then counter off the distance. And I see that a lot. That's what Wonder Boy was good at. Lyoto Machida was good at, and that time and the distance. Now, of course, you have to add all the other elements to it. That's what I did. That's what I did in what I would call in the Lamb striking system is I just took all the good tools from Taekwondo, the good tools from karate, the good tools from Muay Thai, the good tools from boxing, and I just combine them all in together. And so when I'm working on my combos, I know how to incorporate those styles into the system. I'm glad they have karate combat because it shows kind of like where those traditional arts are effective, where it come from, and all those things. But coaches, this is what I'm going to say to you. If you're trying to teach these things, make sure that you're teaching them right. Make sure that you know what you're showing and make sure it's correct. Because in order for it to be effective, you got to know exactly what you're teaching, what you're doing, and how this stuff works. Anyway, in fighting, just even with the traditional martial arts, but even with that being said, in fighting, the best type of fighter is one that is well-rounded. The most intelligent fighter is one that knows how to use his timing, his range, and his distance well. When they master that, then I believe they master the actual intelligence of fighting. Because what I believe is you don't have to get hit as much. Just because it's a fight-hit game doesn't mean that you have to take a significant amount of damage. So I think that we have to really key in on that. Knowing when to strike, knowing when to be offensive, knowing when to counter, knowing when to retrieve, and those kind of things. And we have to work on those things a lot. With my guys, I usually make them work on everything. I make them work those traditional style kicks from day one. And that's how I can teach it because I've been doing it for so long. So I know how to teach that stuff, and I've competed in that world a lot of times as a young man. so I know how that works, and I've had the honor to fight in Muay Thai bouts, full contact kickboxing bouts, boxing bouts, traditional Taekwondo, and karate. When I'm teaching, right off the jump, I'm showing my guys these type of styles of kicks, so that way it's almost like learning from the beginning. You know, when you're first going into a karate class or Taekwondo class or Muay Thai or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it's the same thing with me with traditional stuff. I make sure that I show those things early. As I'm teaching them boxing, as I'm teaching them Muay Thai, I'm also incorporating the Taekwondo and karate style kicks as I'm teaching everything else. And if you're teaching all that stuff at one time, and you're drilling all those things at one time, then they can be used effectively. The thing about it is, trying to teach somebody this way of fighting later on in their career, or and you're not teaching it right from the beginning, it makes it hard. But I will say it is effective, and I will say this, that every art has its strengths and every art has its weaknesses, you know, and every art, depending on what art is more dominant at that time, that particular art can beat any other particular art, and that particular art can beat any other particular art. So people ask me, I had a young man ask me the other day, he said, would it be too late for him to learn certain other styles of fighting? And the answer is no. It's never too late to learn that stuff. Practice it over and over and over again. You can even incorporate and blend it in with your other styles and stuff like that. But it's never too late to learn. I will say that if you haven't been doing something most of your life or for a long time, that it is hard to make that a part of your fighting style when you've been doing something a certain way the whole time. For me, the guys that I train got it kind of easy, because I make sure that I incorporate that stuff from the jump. So as I'm teaching them footwork, as I'm teaching them movement, angles, balance, boxing, they're learning everything. They're learning how to throw a side kick, how to throw a front kick, how to throw a turning back kick, how to use the blitz, how to be quick, fast, in and out, use range, use distance. That's the main thing. Because I believe that once you master all that, I think that you can have a pretty good fight career. Of course, you have to have the cardio to do that. In order to be able to use those moves effectively and being able to do it for a long period of time, you're gonna have to be in shape. Because if you got the skill set and the tools, but you don't have the gas tank, then that's irrelevant. It's like having a nice car. It's beautiful, got the name, got the brand, got the look, got all the tools in it, got the engine in it, but there's no gas in it. It defeats the purpose. So that's my take on the traditional side of things. For the ones that's now, I will say this, for the guys that come from a traditional background only, and you want to do mixed martial arts, then you also are going to have to learn the other stuff, the boxing. You know, a prime example is Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. He was a prime example of what I'm talking about. Michael Venom Page, love that guy too. They're prime examples of what I'm talking about. Those traditional martial arts, traditional karate guys have been doing sport karate their whole life. They came into that world. Obviously, they have to learn other tools. They have to learn takedown offense. They have to learn jiu-jitsu. They have to learn, the other arts, the elements, the elbows and knees and stuff like that. Which in traditional style, they do teach that stuff, but more so in Muay Thai, they have to learn those things. And so they was able to come in and be dominant, even in MMA, with their style of fighting from traditional martial arts. Why? Because they came in and added all those other elements to element their game. If they would have just came in and with just that style, then they wouldn't have made it that long. And so it's always adapting. If you come in as a boxer, you're going to have to learn how to check kicks. You're going to have to learn how to kick. You're going to have to learn how to wrestle, how to grapple. If you come in just as a BJJ guy, well, you're going to have to learn how to wrestle a little bit. You're going to have to learn how to box, and you're going to have to learn how to kickbox. Come in as a wrestler, you're going to have to learn BJJ. You're going to have to learn some boxing, some form of traditional styles or Muay Thai. So that's my take for you other guys out there. So the moral of the story is traditional martial arts is very effective if it's done right, if it's taught right. And so that's my take on it. I'll be putting this up on my YouTube channel, and so I want you guys to go check me out. Okay. And I'll be showing videos. I'll be doing videos for you guys on how to incorporate traditional martial arts with the boxing, with Muay Thai. I'll be doing videos and showing y'all drills with that kind of stuff and everything. And a word of advice to coaches, man, if you're going to teach this stuff, make sure you're teaching it right and make sure you're teaching it effectively, okay? God bless you.